Last May, in front of a crowd of DFL leaders, committee chairs, and lawmakers, Governor Tim Walz held a One Minnesota budget signing ceremony, signaling a major shift to progressive policies and a much larger state budget that hopes to reduce child poverty, stimulate economic growth, expand health care access, improve education funding, invest in transportation and capital projects, and promote initiatives to mitigate climate change. But Minnesota does not operate in a vacuum, and the world is facing growing unrest in the Middle East, Eastern Europe, and Asia. It is a challenging time to govern, and joining us now in the studio is Minnesota's 41st governor, Governor Tim Walz. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Shannon.
You ordered all United States and Minnesota flags to fly at half-staff on all state buildings until sunset October 14th to remember, mourn, and honor the victims of the attacks on Israel by Hamas terrorists. In today's world, wars don't simply happen over there. Federal resources help support Ukraine and soon Israel, and they also aid in monitoring potential aggression against Taiwan and South Korea. When federal resources are used in world conflicts, how does that impact Minnesota's efforts to manage its own affairs?
Yeah, we're certainly not an island, and I think Minnesotans, as they woke up Saturday and across the globe, condemning the brutal attacks on innocent civilians in Israel, and it's the lowering of the flags is an outward projection of that. But we're committed that we are partners in this, and I think one of the great achievements of the United States post-World War II is keeping a world order where democracy and human rights are put at the forefront. With that being said, when these things happen, we know that our National Guard is actively involved. National Guard is no longer a strategic reserve. It's an operational force to use. We're already scheduled where our National Guard will be in Kuwait in the coming year on a rotation that was already planned. That mission obviously takes on more importance. As far as the resources that go, as a member of Congress for 12 years and someone who's looked at these federal budget issues, I continue to remind people on this that foreign aid in its entirety makes up less than 1% of our entire federal budget. But what we get out of that is the ability to be able to bring security and help with our partners, whether it be in Ukraine against Russian intervention, as in you've seen, or this idea of making sure that China's ambitions to move into a free Taiwan are kept in check. So it impacts us. We're part of this. We're good players in this. I think the message we send here in Minnesota is that we stand with our allies, we stand with our friends, and for those folks that are here, knowing that we see you, hear you, and we'll make sure we're doing all that's necessary.
You have made a significant effort to expand Minnesota's economy and culture beyond its borders, leading delegations to Japan, South Korea, Norway, Finland, and Great Britain. How reliant are Minnesota businesses and the economy on trade outside of United States borders?
Yeah, once again, this is the issue both on the human rights issue, but it's a global economy, and we know our two biggest trading partners are obviously Canada and Mexico in the Northern Hemisphere, but after that, Japan in the last few years has been the largest foreign investor into Minnesota. We know there are many multinational corporations working here, and many of ours are doing business there. So part of these trade missions are working both ways. They build up friendships, they build up economic capacity together. We're I wouldn't say reliant, we're a major player. I think what the folks know, and we saw it in Japan, is Minnesota punches way above its weight. We're home to many Fortune 500 companies, but we're also innovators in the space around agriculture, biomedical research, and now more than ever on clean energy and water technology. So that's what we're doing. We're making sure we're out there, we're telling the story, we're showing that the investments are here, and that's why our focus on helping build a world-class workforce. We know that this is an issue plaguing a lot of countries around the world and a lot of states. Northern areas that are getting older, populations are sinking, birth rates are down. How do we make sure that we have the best qualified workforce and everybody's participating? Minnesota has a lot to brag about. We have one of the lowest unemployment rates, but we also have one of the highest labor participation rates. So that's what we're out there doing. Critically important, exciting news. We saw another $95 million investment down in Mankato from a Japanese company that is working on national defense issues. So it's exciting time.
Federal programs enacted during the pandemic to help ease budget constraints for families with children and to help support child care services have ended. This puts greater pressure on Minnesota families, notwithstanding your administration's historic investments in child care and the expanded child care credit tax program. Will the struggle to afford early educational opportunities and secure child care services ever go away from Minnesota families?
Well, it'll always be a challenge we should address. I think the good news for Minnesotans, and you've seen some stories recently come up in this, surrounding states that weren't prepared for this, that didn't have the political will or the ability to get this done, are facing a true crisis. We knew this was coming already. We knew finding childcare is hard. Your listeners will attest to that. What that does is it shrinks our workforce and it limits opportunities for folks. And what we made this commitment is making sure that working families have the opportunity to get their child into good quality early child care. We know that when you invest in pre-K, we get $12 return for every dollar we put in. And we know with a workforce that is, again, where most of our folks are working, we have open jobs that we need to fill, and as we're innovating for the future, we need to focus on this. When we talk about making Minnesota the best place in the country to raise a family, it starts with it, it's that key, and we made no apologies about this. We focused most of our resources onto the middle class and working class folks and focused it on making life more affordable for them around child care. So it's always going to be a challenge, but I think that a lot of the folks who look into this space, Minnesota is certainly a national leader in this. We've learned from a lot of folks, and I think you're going to see the investments that we made will come back to us many-fold over.
The 2023 legislative session resulted in new state agencies and programs that are now in the process of being set up. There's the Office of Cannabis Management, there's the Department of Children, Youth and Families, and also the establishment of a paid family and medical leave program. All of these programs expected to be up and running either in 2025 or 2026. This is a huge endeavor. It creates hundreds of jobs, and as you have noted, we do have labor force issues. Does the state have the labor force to support the expansion of state government, and can this work be done both efficiently and cost effectively?
Well, the public will demand that it be done by both of those things, as they should. And I think, again, the purpose of doing this is to make sure these are programs that were highly popular for people. Paid family medical leave programs, not only a great thing to have so you don't have to choose between going and having chemotherapy and losing your job, but what we know is that loyalty to work and worker production actually increases in states that have this. So we have to make these things work. We know that there's a challenge to getting them up. The workforce, we are hiring them, but just like everyone else, everybody's looking for a limited number of employees. One of the things that we have to our advantage, I think, is people who choose to go into this work, they see public service as, a calling to them, but they didn't take an oath of poverty. So I'm really proud that we were able to get some contracts that boost up, make us more competitive with the private sector. And I think one of the lessons we learned when we first came into office, we had the issue around the driver's licenses with the MNLARS situation. We're using private sector to help us with this when we can. We're using innovative ways of doing things, and we'll make mistakes, which we've seen on some of these, but we're also moving in the right direction to get folks in. So I love the workforce that we have in Minnesota. Our public workers are some of the most dedicated in the country. We're seeing the numbers. We're hiring the folks that we need. And back to your final point on this, Shannon, you're absolutely right. It needs to be cost effective and it needs to work. What people want out of paid family medical leave is not to see the bill passed. They want to see when they need to collect on this, that it's a very easy process, that it's fraud proof, and that they get the money into their bank account in a short amount of time. That's what we're focused on now.
Is it your hope that with the One Minnesota budget and the investments that have been made, that people from other states and other countries will want to come to Minnesota and help our aging population, but also continue growth of the state?
That's exactly right. We're an age-friendly state. One of the things I'm most proud of is that of all the 50 states, Minnesotans stay in their homes longer than any other state, meaning we're healthier than a lot of states. We have them there. And that's exactly the point. This is a state that's going to protect your reproductive freedoms. This is a state that is going to address climate change. This is a state that values diversity and innovation. And I think we're making the case that this is a good place to live. And one of our jobs as a society and state government is to provide a healthy, well-qualified workforce, in our private sector innovation, which we know, whether it's large Fortune 500s or new startups, we're seeing that start to happen. And so that's the goal, because if you sit and wait, and if we live on the past, that's not going to get there. These are industries that we used to have that are no longer there. We need to skate to where the puck's going to be, and I think that's what we're trying to do with this session.
So you've experienced the extremes during your tenure as governor thus far. Your first term was marked by a global pandemic and a divided legislature. Your second term began with the DFL majority in the legislature, the so-called DFL trifecta, and an extremely large budget surplus. That surplus enabled DFLers to make significant investments, as we've been talking about, in housing, education, clean energy, and much more. With so much accomplished in 2023, What's next for 2024?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it goes back to this. It's implementation. These are things that, again, this wasn't a wish list or this wasn't our team winning type of thing, that we know that if you have good paid family and medical leave, you have a healthier population and a better workforce. Investing in early childhood education and daycare allows more families to work. Feeding our children in school, we get better results and better test results where kids are getting universal meals. So the thing right now is, and I'm very proud of this, just this week we were awarded a national award, our tech people, for their ability to be able to quickly and without fraud get out the frontline worker checks, get out the rebate checks to people, and that. Now you saw a couple of runs on that to make that happen. What I think this next session is that we need to innovate. We need to go back where we see issues where there were some glitches or whatever. Let's fix those. I think we keep investing in the infrastructure with a bonding bill, and I'm proud to tell Minnesotans, at least this far into the year, revenue projections are still staying on pace, that we have not created a deficit situation, although at the same time we've reduced taxes on about 80% of Minnesotans, whether it was removal of Social Security tax for a large number of those, or whether it was a historic child tax credit. So at this point in time, the budget's balancing, it's working. Minnesotans are seeing the fruits of this. They receive checks in their mail. They'll start to see those tax reductions. And they should start to see, and I know this irritates people, a lot of construction projects getting done to improve our infrastructure, but it's happening.
Governor Tim Walz, I want to thank you so much.
Always good to be with you, Shannon.